We're going to show you the next character, and they are a returning character. Who could that be?
Ready?
You want to do it?
Rocket, let's show him.
All right, let's do it.
Ready?
Do it.
1,
Who
2,
can you guess?
3.
That's right. Go to the next slide, please. Maya is our next returning character. As you can see, some of the things we had to do with Maya, we're not set in the past anymore like KI2 was. So we've changed a little bit of her backstory, but you can be sure she's bringing back an amazing, fast, rush-down, dagger-based combat game. I'm going to turn it over to Adam here to talk a little bit about some of the things that we're doing and how we focused her gameplay to make a new archetype around Maya.
Maya's pretty crazy. So Maya's got these knives, right? The 2 daggers. They're named now. They're called Temperance and Vengeance. One is good, one is evil. Ugh, scary. She can throw these daggers, so they're not stuck in her hand. They're not props like Thunder's axes. So this is a really, really dynamic thing. She's jumping around the screen, throwing the daggers at you. They're bouncing off of you. She's catching them. She's rolling under you, throwing them back again. She's basically juggling daggers off your face the whole game. It's really, really cool. But there's a big problem. What if you dodge a dagger? Uh-oh, where'd it go? She has to really keep close track of how she uses her daggers, because if she loses them, she loses a ton of options. So she's a really, really interesting character in that she starts really strong, but if she's not careful with her resource, she gets in a pinch pretty bad. The daggers also will level up as you bounce them off of your opponent, and you can take the 2 daggers, stick them together, and spend the magic on the daggers to get all kinds of crazy effects. In fact, if you power them up all the way, you will be able to throw a homing, bouncing, unblockable projectile. It's pretty nuts. You gotta earn it though. Don't let them dodge a dagger or you lose it and you have to go get it again. Should I talk what happens with her punches?
Yeah.
About the daggers? All right. So her punch buttons are all tied to daggers, right? You have the holy dagger and light punch. You press light punch, you get an attack. You press medium punch, you get an attack with the dark dagger. And if you press hard punch, you use both. But if you're missing any of those daggers, you get the equivalent kick button instead. Yeah. So you lose options big time. And her punch normals are pretty great. So you lose a ton of stuff. Really, really, really need to play risk reward with her.
Yeah, one of the fun things too is that, okay, well then how do I use these daggers in combat? Well, one of the great things that we've done is what we call blade bouncing, and that is that you can constantly juggle these. Every time they're blocked, every time they spin off in the air, you can catch them. You can aerial recapture them. You can capture them on the ground. There are moves that allow you to pick them up while you actually are aggressive. Maya is a total beast that is just constantly putting projectiles into your face, bouncing, catching them, throwing them back at you, and basically playing boomerang with 2 different daggers. So you have tons of options with her to keep pressure on people no matter where you are on the screen.
She's really, really mean.
Yeah. And for a preview too, you want to go to the next one? Let's talk a little bit about her stage. Maya's stage is an environmental stage, much like Thunder's. So you can expect as you play through it, we're going to have a whole bunch of cool weather effects happening as the stage gets crazier and crazier. Much like in her background, hers is set around this ancient temple set down in South America that her order is inhabiting. There's a whole bunch of story about that, and even ties into some other things that you're going to find about later in this season. But this is a really cool stage. The guys at Iron Galaxy have done an amazing job bringing it to life. I wish we could show you it today, but it's just not quite ready for prime time. But yeah, definitely an environmentally impacted stage. Super cool, super awesome ambience, and some great effects go into it as the stage gets crazier and crazier as a monsoon comes in and just kind of tears everything apart. So for fun, we thought we would show. So there she was, and there she is now. Woo! And you can be sure one of the things that we didn't talk about is as we talk about classic costumes, I know that some of you feel like we didn't hit the mark on all of the classic costumes in season 1, and we hear that. So you can be sure that we will get as close to frickin' possible in bringing back the original costumes when you get classic costumes. So yeah, you'll see that again for Maya, just in a new form. Yeah, see this? Look at Adam. He's like, no. Yeah. Overruled.
I like the leopard print.
That's right. So we will, like we have with all the KI characters, we will have a trailer. You will get to see Maya in action, in combo, and everything like that. And keeping with KI Season 2 as well, there's going to be a lot more story, so you can expect to hear what she sounds like and how that plays into the fiction of KI.
Yeah, and how it plays into perhaps connections to other characters
Oh,
and
yes.
lore in the game. So, really excited to show you guys.
Yeah, a lot more links between characters this season in terms of story and how they interact with each other and their history, past histories.
Yep.